Hey guys, welcome back. This is Luthais, and in today's video we are going to be covering what kind of loot you can expect when looting Pinecrest. Now, as usual, I start with nothing on me, so I have to be careful of the mutants. And the first location at Pinecrest is of course the gas station, which you will reach from the top. If you're coming from Brightmoor side, you're going to hit the town first. But usually I tend to start at the gas station, and of course at the back you can climb a ladder, get some height. Always a nice place to just check things out and maybe snipe if you want to have some fun. And yes, right from the start what you're going to need to look for is any kind of weapon. That's going to be extremely important. And here on the roof is always a good gun spawn. There's just bolts there, but you can get a gun there, and here's a spawn as well. So not too lucky at the moment. And one mutant with your fists is not really a problem, but two mutants, then you're pushing it a bit. So we're going to try and lose them here. Door close is bad. Now we just have to search for something and hopefully find something. Luckily getting a tranquilizer gun. Sorry for the UI. There I'm turning it on for you guys, letting you guys know how much health I've got. Yeah, it's just getting some height here. Quite difficult to shoot them while they're throwing. They're very animated. That was just bad timing. But yes, what I usually like to do with any kind of mutant is just run away, jump and do a 180. And then definitely not miss like that. Okay? So yes guys, we're almost at the end. Pinecrest is officially... Goodness gracious, you guys are probably laughing your butts off at the moment. Yeah, okay, just hit him over there. Where was I? Yes, Pinecrest is the last town in the south that we're going to be covering. And basically when you done with the gas station, I usually go right. You can go left as well, doesn't really matter. But again, like I said in previous videos, stay to the outskirts of town, because the center is normally the most dangerous place. And yes, just make sure you loot everything. And again, if you're on the outskirts, you know, there's trees around you, so quite a few ways to get away from any action that you don't want. And yes, just starting with the outside rubbish, doing our usual thing, and then just checking the pop there. For you guys that don't know how to use those functions in the chat menu, it's basically exclamation mark and pop gives you the population, exclamation mark and server gives you the server name. And then exclamation mark and ping gives you the ping that you're playing at. And then exclamation mark and base, if you're in your base's vicinity, tells you how much time there's left before your base despawns. And then there's exclamation mark and server. Yes, I'm not sure if there's a time one, but yes, those are a few functions that you can use. Again, just running through the basics here, and yes, I'm quite glad we're at the end. I must say, looting every single town, you know, in the south takes quite a bit of time, and I can't wait to get into some action and start having some fun and giving you guys something exciting to watch. But my main focus is to help you guys that have just been starting out. And yes, I'm excited that you guys are walking this journey with me. And by the time we get to the exciting stuff, you know, we're all on the same page. So yes, really means a lot. The break that I took, and of course, I think this series has cost me about 20 subscribers that I've lost, but I don't really focus on, you know, what's going backwards. I'm focusing on keeping you guys happy because I asked for the likes and the dislikes, and you guys like the videos. So yes, I'm focusing on my loyal supporters and keeping you guys happy. And yes, you guys will pick the fruit of it, because I'm close to doing the third part of the base building to give you guys some awesome tips there. And then I'm going to be doing one last beginner tips video, and then we're going to be going into role playing and just having some fun and laughing and experiencing the great side of Miscreated again. And yeah, quite excited about that. Not sure what I'll be doing after that, but looking at the north, I'm not sure. Okay, I need your guys' opinion here, especially all of you that's clicking that like button for me. I feel the south is very important for new players, and I feel this series has taught most of you, you know, the intricate details of looting and how to loot and what to look out for and what kind of loot you can get in each specific town roughly. But looking at the south, yes, I'd like you guys to tell me if you need short videos, like the radiation zone on its own, which will be a very, very short video, you know, and the checkpoints, you know, and then the Woodhaven checkpoint will be very quick. So it's basically just one location in that area. But yes, just if you guys can give me any ideas of how to fit the south in and what you guys are really interested in finding out about the south, it will really help me a lot. Like I said, most of the areas I'll be able to do very quickly. And then, yeah, when I get to Haywood Valley, I'll just be showing you guys the hotspots. I'm really not going to loot the residential area outside Haywood and, of course, the whole Haywood. That will be unnecessary in my opinion. But I can definitely show you guys the hotspot. And, yes, any ideas are welcome. And depending on the feedback I get, I'll maybe focus a bit more on the base building, the part 3 of the base building, and then, you know, maybe just complete the idea that I had for a complete beginner's tips guide. So yes, as you guys can see, at the last town, which is Pinecrest, again, the outskirts is perfect, just like Brightmoor. Again, there's a lot of buildings around Pinecrest, almost exactly like Brightmoor, and I feel that's where Woodhaven stands out, because there is a central area, but yeah, the design of Woodhaven is a bit more different for me. And then, of course, Sultan is all on its own, and I must say, looking at doing all the towns like I have, I realize why I love Sultan so much. It's because there isn't an open central area, and it's very clustered, which I like a lot. So there's enough houses to get lucky with some weapons, like I've gotten lucky here with. And of course there's the cave, and then the radiation zone is very close by. So yeah, now that I'm done with now that I'm at the last town, in my personal opinion, Sultan still wins for me. Because it's closed off, because your chances of dying in the open is so much less, because of the cave, and yeah, because it's close to Woodhaven, and of course it's close to the radiation zone as well. And the cave enables me to get to the radiation zone much quicker with mushrooms. I just love the weather. And yes, I can't wait one day to play this game on ultra graphics. Hopefully by that time they've sorted out all the bugs and we all can be happy and enjoy the game that we love so much. And yeah, don't forget about the fire hydrants, guys. You can get water from it, which is very helpful. And yes, just remember to search the junk on the outside of the houses. Okay, you never know what you might find. That's a really cool Hawaiian shirt, but we're not going to focus on that now. And yes, when last have you guys searched the post box? I'm sure it's been a long time. Again, just looking at, you know, really searching properly. There we get a curved guide. So there's loot in certain places where you don't tend to look automatically. Okay, and I think that's about the biggest tip I can give you about the towns, is that, again, repeating myself, taking your time and making sure you glance over everything with your eyes and that you don't miss anything. I think those are the most important things. Must say, I like the new iron sights. It's not too bad. Nice three oil that you can get there. And yes, the shop and save is always good for food and various loot. You can get batteries, oil. On the roof there's a gun spawn. At the counters there's 3 gun spawns. And yeah, at the back, underneath the table there's a gun spawn. So the shop and save is really a nice place. Because you can get food and water and guns and various equipment that you'll need for crafting and vehicles. So yes, basically underneath the tills is the gun spawns. And yes, remember the boxes, guys. One thing that I saw there is that I skipped the boxes inside the shop and save. The reason I did that is because I'm used to not spending too much time in the shop and save. Again, because it's an open area and I'm close to the middle of the town. So it's just been built into me to not really take my time. But when you guys are in an empty server or a low pop server, try and take your time, and the reasons for that is what I'll be showing you now. A lot of people glance through this place here and they don't really focus on the loot that you are able to get there, and they normally glance over the tables. But did you guys ever think of how many couches, or crannies as they call it, there is to search here? And the great thing about these couches is that they hold ammo, usually, or guns. Okay? And yes, you guys can just count how many crannies you are able to search in this place. And what kind of loot you can get. So, again, if you're new, you know, it's helping you a lot on what to focus on. But if you're not new, just focus on searching places that you usually skip, because it can be the difference between having the ammo that you need for a weapon or just having the weapon without the ammo, or having the ammo without the weapon. Searching thoroughly like this can be the difference between you living and dying, and of course you having something to defend yourself and not. And when you're in this store, then just crouch usually. Okay, the crouching helps because normally there's a gun spawn here, like the revolver. And if you stay low, it's just the chances of getting spotted or sniped is a bit less. Because again, there's a lot of roofs that people can get onto. And yes, one of the latest additions are these turned over trucks, which in my opinion doesn't really have any great loot, but when there's a lot of shit happening around you and you don't know where it's coming from, then this is a very great hiding spot. Again, you can just, you know, wait here. If a guy pops his head through there or crouches through there, you know, you blow his head off. And then it's a good place to log out as well, okay, if you want to log back in the center of town. What I was basically just trying to indicate there is that if you can't time a mutant's head right, then try and just hit down on your second shot. Don't focus on his head for the second shot, because you're going to miss a few times. So first hit, you know, go for the head, and then the hits after that, just aim a bit down. And as you guys can see, at every single town we're getting a few guides, which is absolutely fantastic, which tells us that every single town has got, especially in the south, has got a good mixture of everything that you need. And I like that. So whether you love Woodhaven, or whether you love Sultan, or, you know, whether Brightmoor is your place, or Pinecrest, it doesn't really matter. Because over 100 trips looting these areas, you're more or less gonna get the same loot. And of course the airfield, I don't know, the airfield just hasn't convinced me yet. On a full server, you know, if I can't really get into the towns, or the towns don't really have any loot, and I'm a new player and I'm not in the habit of just running north, then I'd probably go for the airfield and hoping that there's less traffic there. So that's an option. If you're trying to loot the towns that we've mentioned here, then yeah, and you don't find any loot because there's people in the area and you die constantly, then try the airfield, okay? Or if you're at Brightmoor, you should, when you die, you should spawn at different locations, so you can always try the nearest town until you have a better chance of living. But yes, there's a lot of things that you learn along the way, and what I'm basically just doing for you guys is showing you that if you've got a raincoat on, you can wear something underneath, giving you 4 more slots, okay? And a raincoat is much better than that tactical vest because it gives more advantages, you know, against rain and cold and things like that. So breaking it down into a repair kit is the best option. So yeah, just remember that, guys. Raincoats have got a lot of value. And when I jump onto things in a kitchen and look at the top, especially in a kitchen like that, it's very important, which I will be showing you guys later on. Not in this video, but in the next video I'll be showing you. Doesn't matter how many times I look in areas and I don't find anything. The most important thing for me is searching every single place I can, every single place that can hide something from my sight. Because whether you guys know it or not, the Miscreated developers have changed the loot locations in various times, you know, since the game has come out. Like I've said, the airfield used to be the hot zone, you know, for everything, and then it was probably Pinecrest, and then it became the checkpoints, and then it became Hayward Valley, and then after Hayward Valley it became the bunkers. And they have to reshuffle the spawns all the time. Just a great thing there, guys. The headlamp is priceless. Okay, very lucky that I found it in a stow pack. but remember, if a guy shoots you in the head, you're usually dead. Okay, so the armor on your head doesn't really help for headshots, except if the guy is using a .22 pistol. Okay, so don't fuss too much about what you're wearing on your head, because if a guy's going to shoot you with an AR or a very strong gun or rifle, you're going to be dead in any case. The biggest thing about the headlamp is it gives you total control in caves, okay, and in bunkers, especially the biggest bunker in the game, in the northwest. Okay, going into that bunker without a headlamp is a headache. Even going in there with an attachable light on your gun, because while you're running you can't see in front of you, and in those small passages a headlamp is priceless. So if you can keep a headlamp at your base, which you guys know I always suggest, you guys can see how much different types of ammo you get and how many different types of guns you get. And yes, that's why I always say make a little base. And this guy came cruising around by me, and I must say he's very lucky here, because he made a stop. I got to his head. Yeah, but in any case, he really didn't want to lose his squad, so I got rid of him quite quickly. But yes, just back to the little base in the beginning. It's a great storage place, and again, except for the storage space, you know, putting a headlamp there is really important. So as you guys can see, again, looking really great coming out of Pinecrest. Almost compares to Brightmoor. And yes, like always, if you enjoyed this video, just click that like button for me. Remember the comments below, and if you're new, do me a favor and click the subscribe button, because exciting things are coming. I promise you guys that. And in the next video we're going to be doing the north of Pinecrest and Pine Parks, which are when I will be showing you just how priceless those two locations are. And like always guys, just enjoy yourselves, and see you next time. Ah, I forgot about this. Just getting all my guides in here. In the next video, I will be at the end of my next video, I will be going over the guides one by one, so that you guys can see what guides I've got. And what I'm going to be doing to try and help everyone is that we're going to trade. So if you want a guide from me, I want a guide from you that you don't need anymore. In that way, we can keep it alive. Alright? So, yes. That will help everyone, so that I don't run out of guides too quickly. And we will be able to help as much people as possible. So, yes. I think that will help a lot. Cheers, guys.
Underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your